This is a quick little review video of the EZ Bar Puller by Accusytems products in Denver, Colorado. It's a bar puller for lathe that goes up and grips the stock. So this little guy right here, these two little wheel looking things, it'll come over, grab the stock, and then you open up the collet, do an M call, open up the collet, and then it'll pull, pull the stock out to a certain length, and then you can start machining another part. So, you can have, 3, 4, 6 feet of stock hanging out the back of your lathe and just keep going with parts for a long time. If you just keep calling this sub program back up to pull the stock out. It's really nice. I like it. It's machined pretty well. It's pretty quality product. The way it acts, the way it operates, is these little arms right here. They rotate on a pivoting on a little like axle here, and there's springs inside of this body. They're not actually springs, but they're a urethane. And what it does is it pushes on like a little plunger here. As it pushes on it, it compresses that urethane. And so then the urethane keeps these things, going like this, on the stock. So it applies pressure to it. So, it runs up onto it, opens them up, and then it's squeezing it, and then pulls the stock. And then as it comes off, they close back up again. So I like it. I'll run the program here and show you how it pulls it out. And let's see how it goes. So there you go. It digs into it pretty hard. This is aluminum. This is a 1/2-inch aluminum right here. And it's a pretty aggressive, it's pretty strong. I think that they sell different durometer levels of the rubber springs, or the urethane springs for inside of here. So I'm going to try a softer durometer for aluminum, because I don't believe that it needs to be that aggressive. It drags into the aluminum pretty hard. I think it's more suited, what's in here that it ships with is more suited for maybe like a steel or a harder material like that. So, but anyway, the thing works. I mean, it works great. You could set up a program and just keep turning parts and, chucking them out, as they're parted off. It's a little bit big for a gang lathe, but for a turret lathe, it'd be fine. This thing, it comes in different back pieces. You can put, 3/4 inch or 1 inch square shank that will go into a turret lathe. The one that I got has a 3/4 inch round shaft. So this is a round, for this gang lathe. All of these are mostly all 3/4 inch round diameter holes, bore holes in these holders. And I needed that one. So I actually had to order this. You can't buy the 3/4 inch shaft from Accudyne in Denver. You have to order it. I had to order this whole body with this from Tormach. And little side story, I ordered all this stuff from Tormach, and I ordered a bunch of other things from Tormach as well too. And they didn't ship this, with the whole shipment. And I called them up like, hey man, you shorted me like a $600 puller on this order. And they said, oh, sorry, we'll get it shipped out to you. And then, it took another week's worth of time. So not the best first experience with Tormach as far as their shipping and department. I'm sure they had some excuse as to why it didn't get shipped or whatever. But anyway, they rectified it. They shipped it out eventually, and got it all set up here. So you can, like I said, you can do all kinds of different creative things as far as mounting it. You can bring it out or whatever, or, move it around, and you can flip it the other way. It could be coming from this side. The setup for it, as far as programming it, is not terribly hard. There's a setup procedure they send you to measure, to find the center line of the little wheels here. And then you have to offset it a little bit because of the diameter of the part you're working on. So, if you're working on a 1/2-inch part, when these things spread out, they're rotating around a circle, so that, the center line of where this is grabbing on top of the center of the part is going to change for the, if you have a larger diameter thing here. So it'll go up to 1 3/4 inch diameter stock, and it'll go down the, to 93 thousandths stock. So you have to offset it a little bit. So you don't just command, X0 and go to the center of the part. For this part, you have to, go 84 thousandths beyond, the center line of it, so that the part actually stays in the center of these wheels whenever they expand out. So it's not terribly tricky, once you read through their instructions on how to do it. It's pretty intuitive. No big deal there. You have to, I recommend you, doing some dry runs, and don't just, go crazy with their program immediately, because their little sample program, you'll probably end up crashing something. So always be careful if you're programming stuff. Obviously, if you're watching a lathe video, you're probably a machinist and you probably know what you're doing, but you never know. So anyway, it's a great little product. I needed something that is so I can run off, 500 parts and not have to, keep feeding the thing in by hand and stand in front of the machine. I would like to just let it go. So I got all my tools set up, and I'm going to run this thing and, start chucking them out, and hopefully start making a bunch of money. Anyway, thanks for watching. These guys are up in Denver, Colorado. They're just about an hour north of me. I'm in Colorado Springs, so great USA made product right here in Colorado. Check them out.